Hello and welcome, I'm Stormo, and yeah, this does look a lot like Elite Dangerous, and that's because it is in fact Elite Dangerous. And while we're here, I'm just going to get myself something to do. So let's see what we've got on the bulletin board here. And the reason you might be wondering why I'm making yet another video about Elite Dangerous, aside from the fact that I really like this game, and I play it a lot, and I've been playing it a lot more lately. Let's pick that up. I've been playing a lot more lately, and the reason I've been playing a lot more lately, and the reason I'm making this video, is that I have a HOTAS. And you're wondering, what the hell is a HOTAS? What am I talking about? Okay, so HOTAS is an acronym. It stands for Hands on Throttle and Stick. It's basically a throttle and joystick setup. Kind of for flight simulator type games, and kind of based on what you have in like actual aeroplanes and stuff. I think that'll do for now. We'll not do anything particularly special and out of the blue. So yeah, and I got a HOTAS for my birthday the other week, and I was pretty chuffed about that because HOTASs are really great, and they're especially great when playing games like Elite Dangerous. And I thought, well, you know what, I should make a video about my HOTAS. So I thought I'd record some footage of the stick that I'm using, and I'd set it all up. It's a Thrustmaster, and I've completely forgotten the model name now. T.flight HOTAS, I believe it's called, or t.flight HOTAS X, I think is the exact model I've got. And how I'm trying to concentrate on navigating the galaxy map and talk about the HOTAS. And I can't do both things at once, so we'll do that, launch, and you'll get to see this thing in action as we launch. And yeah, so it's not the highest of high-end HOTAS systems, not exactly the Thrustmaster Warthog system that they have, or anything like that. It's certainly one of the lower-end models, but that doesn't stop it from actually being pretty nice to use. And I did make some video of it. I was going to record some live-action video, but none of it came out how I wanted, so I may intercut little bits of that video in with this, so just to give you guys an idea of what this thing's doing, is I just... Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, I see what's going on there. So, I should probably talk about what happened there. I have a system, you might see in the top right there, it says activating alternate flight controls. The HOTAS I'm using only has 5, so we just try and get on this side of that letterbox. The HOTAS I'm using only has 5 control axes, but Elite Dangerous gives you 6 to use, and I need to turn off my landing gear. Elite Dangerous gives you 6 to use, so I had to sort of set up a system where I had an alternative to use one of the things, but because I haven't configured it properly, or I'm not entirely sure what's going on, what happens is it inverts one of my other axes when I activate the alternate control mode. Anyway, hopefully we'll get out of the mass lock area and we can make this jump. But yeah, this particular stick is definitely one of the lower end Thrustmaster ones, but that doesn't stop it from being nice. Feels really nice in the hand, has a really nice ergonomic design. The stick itself has, let's see, 4 buttons plus a 8-way hat switch, which basically functions as a D-pad, and in fact was what I was using before to navigate the menu in the station. And then the HOTAS itself has 4 buttons on one side. It's got 3 buttons sort of aligned under your thumb, and then a 4th button sort of further back from that, which is what I actually use as a toggle, which I'll explain about in a second. Then it's got 2 buttons under my index finger on the front, and it's got a rocker, an analog left and right rocker, which is what I actually use for vertical takeoff and landing. In fact, that's what I've assigned 2 axes to. So there are 5 axes on this thing. 4 of them are on the stick. Well, sorry, hang on. Let's see, 3 of them are on the stick. And so the stick has forwards, backwards, so pitch, yaw, and then it has turn as well, basically a rudder turn, so you can sort of do that. And then you've got accelerate and reverse, which I can't do because I'm in Super Cruise, but I have accelerate and reverse on the actual throttle part. Plus, the throttle has the 5th rocker, which isn't going to do anything for us right now because I'm in Super Cruise, but it's what I used to get some vertical thrust out of the space station before. And that's the 5th axis, but I needed a 6th axis to essentially do, I think it's called lateral thrust in the game. And it's basically strafe. And so I assigned Elite Dangerous lets you assign a button to activate an alternate control system, and I did that, and the alternate control system is exactly the same, except that instead of vertical movement on the rocker, I get horizontal strafing movement on the rocker, which is what I want. And that's quite nearby, so we won't go to full throttle for that. And yeah, so the whole thing feels really nice. Unfortunately, my seating arrangements aren't the most ergonomic. I have to lean a little bit forward over my keyboard to actually use this thing, which is a little bit unfortunate. And it means that using this for long periods isn't the most comfortable of experiences for me. But you know, it's sort of something I got used to. And one thing I did notice playing this game though is that having the HOTAS, having like just even this setup, which like I say, it's not exactly a Warthog or anything like that, and I still don't have like a head tracking system or an Oculus, of course, or anything like that. Although I feel like now I'm going to need one. But having just the HOTAS setup makes this game so much more fun to play. And the primary reason I think for that is just because it feels much more like how you're actually controlling the ship as we just line this up for the planetary landing. Now, the way I've learned with this game, with planetary landings, if you're coming in on the side that the thing you want to land on is, you should just sort of aim for the planet and then bring yourself up and around like this. And the reason for that is otherwise you end up coming in too steep, and it can be annoying. So we've hit orbital cruise. I can go to full throttle now. I'll just pull that back. We should be okay, although we're coming in very, 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 very steep. We need to... Oh no, we're fine. We don't need to at all. We should be fine. It's a really interesting planetary surface, actually. There's a big sort of scatter pattern there. I'm not sure this is going to work out. Coming in a bit too shallow, actually. I might just pull up a little bit to stop coming in so shallow. So let's do that. Just to take some of that, give me a bit more of an angle, because if you come in too shallow you won't be able to glide into the station. The glide gives you sort of your last mile. Coming in a bit too shallow again, so I'll just pull up again, and I'll try and get the distance down to about 130, I think might be good. There we go. That's better. That's kind of the angle we're looking for to come in. So hopefully now we can glide in a bit safer. Yeah, look at that scatter pattern from that crater there, that impact crater. That's impressive. Love the planetary surface, the planetary landings in this game. Never gets old. And I'm really glad that we were able to get a planetary mission so that I could do this. I'm still, even though I have the HOTAS, I'm still relying on the docking computer, just because I've tried docking with this thing and I can't get the hang of it. And it's something I intend to practice, but it's just not something I've been confident enough to do just yet. And especially because at the moment I'm between ships, basically. The ship I'm using, as we just pull down there, that should break us out of glide at some point. There we go. That was not too bad, actually. Yeah, the ship I'm using at the moment is it's an ASP Scout, and it is, yeah, not too bad. So, but I am using I am using the docking computer. You probably saw there. So what happened there when I went to use the side menu was that I have a button assigned. Basically what it does is it pulls my view out. So what happens is that the view zooms out slightly. And once that happens, I can use the HOTAS rocker to look away like that. And then pressing the button again brings it in. But what it allows me to do is look at my menus. So if I press it and press left on the HOTAS D-pad, I get that. If I press it, press up, I get that. If I press it, press down, I get that. I don't have a hanger installed. And if I press it, I get that. I unfortunately, because when I came back to play, I sort of thought, I'll just jump in the game and I won't need to do any configuring. I'll just set it to figure out that it's got the HOTAS, and I discovered that it had the default control setup. And I jumped in my Python and couldn't take off the landing pad and got blown up. And I decided at that point, as a very loud car goes past outside, thanks guys. I decided at that point, I've just realised I don't have the music turned on. I often listen to iTunes when I play this game, so I don't always have the music turned on, so I apologise for that, because this game has nice music. But yeah, I decided that instead of just taking the insurance and getting a new Python, I would actually start again. So I took the cheapy Sidewinder and decided to work myself back up, because what I actually wanted to do was get another Asp Explorer, because that was a really nice ship. So I've been going through some of the other ships, and this is an Asp Scout that I'm in at the moment, as we just give that cargo. Is there anything else here that we could do? Oh, that looks nice. Unfortunately, the Asp Scout has incredibly limited cargo space. I've only got 32 tons of cargo space in this thing. I could have more if I didn't have a docking computer. I could have 40 tons but unfortunately I either have to sacrifice my discovery scanner or 8 cargo slots, and I decided on the 8 cargo slots for the moment because I don't really care enough about this ship yet. I don't have the full discovery scanner yet. I'm going to get an Asp Explorer, and then we're just going to stock that up and build it out. Why was I still here? I was still here. You probably notice I'm using the mouse cursor on the menu, because even though you can navigate that menu with the HOTAS setup, I've found that it's generally just a little bit easier and nicer to navigate with the mouse cursor. And of course, this map, you actually do need to use the mouse cursor. Oh, that could be bad. This could be trouble. Oh, hang on. BD, that's actually closer, so maybe I'll go there first. So I'll plot a course there. Hopefully I can look in that system. BD 003426. And so we'll go there, and oh, that's planetary landing too. That's Flynn's Exile right up. Game and Stop? Really? Huh. Well, there you go. There's a lot of references to like famous people and stuff in this, actually, so I'm not surprised that Neil Gaiman would show up at some point in it, but there you go. Anyway, let's launch, and while we're here, I'll just look around, because I suspect there is a pretty spectacular... Oh, there's the star behind my... behind the railing there. Actually, while I'm here, I'll just go into external camera mode. So I'll just go classified camera mode. The HOTAS controls this too, and I'll just show you what the Asp Scout, if you've never seen one, this is what an Asp Scout looks like from the back and above. It's basically a smaller version of the Explorer. If I go down, and I think I just need to pull back. Hang on. You've got to navigate this with the HOTAS. And what I wanted to show you, so you can see at the end there, it's got one of those sort of vertically arranged rear jets that the Explorer has, and in every respect it's basically a smaller, more limited version of the Explorer. And one of the nice things about it being a smaller, more limited version of the Explorer is we come over its cockpit view there, so you can see that. Just as we come to the front here, I'll swing the camera around, and we should. Whoa. No, let's go back. Swing around. Now I should be able to rock lower, move forward a little bit so you can see right into the cockpit. Get a good look at it. There we go. There we go. So, yeah, you can see it's basically the same cockpit arrangement as the Explorer, if you're familiar with that. That's much larger. Doesn't have the forward rear thrusters beside the cockpit that the Explorer has. It's a much smaller ship. Though, like the Explorer, it does sit on a medium-sized pad, which is what we're on at the moment. I'll go back to the cockpit view. We will launch, and we will head off. So yeah, that's what the Asp Scout looks like. You can see, the other thing you might have noticed, and you can sort of see it in the ship diagram on the scanner there, is that it has these weird sort of side wings. It's a really sort of unusual setup. There's basically, you can sort of see them on the left and right. There's sort of hanging off. They're basically just side panels. I hesitate to call them wings, because that implies that they actually function in some kind of aerodynamic manner, and they really don't seem to. Oh, nice. We're not going to have to fly halfway around the planet just to get to our takeoff point. That's great. So, yeah. So, it's a really nice little ship. And one thing it does share with the Asp Explorer is the incredible agility that the Explorer has. And one of the reasons the Asp Explorer is easily one of the best ships in the game is because of that agility. And I did save my money and I bought a Python, and unfortunately it turns out that if you don't have the money to kit out a Python from the start, you shouldn't buy one. Like, you don't do the thing where you can buy it using some of the funds, like making up the difference with your current ship. You need to have the 60, 65, 70 million just about credits in order to buy the Python, because you're going to need to kit it out, because one thing going from an Explorer to a Python is that the Python's jump range is barely half that of an Explorer, And I know that the Explorer has the biggest jump range in the game, but the Python's jump range is actually... It feels really bad because you often find you can't even jump to planets if you have a certain amount of weight and stuff like that. And you can fix that by buying more power plants, better frameshift drives and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, they cost lots of money, and you need to have that money. Like, if you're planning to jump into a Python from an Explorer, make sure you've got the money to buy the upgrades you want in it first before you do it, because you are going to regret it otherwise. And that was why my experience with the Python was not a good one. And so my plan this time is to get an Explorer, build up my money using the Explorer, and then build up enough money to buy a Python and keep the Explorer, and have both ships, because the Explorer is such a good ship. That's a bit close, so I'm just going to swing out a little bit so I'm not coming around that star that close, because that's a bit terrifying. I was playing this game in front of my housemate the other day, and she was watching it, and whenever you jump out, of course, you get that star. It's like, whoa, that's really scary, and I'm like, yep, it's really scary. So, but yeah, anyway, so for those wondering, I'm sort of finished with retro gaming stuff for the moment, but I think I'm going to do more, probably on Thursdays and stuff. StarCraft 2 is probably going to come back on this week, the week this video goes up. I'm recording this on Friday, but it'll go up Monday. And I'm going to try and mix the schedule up a little bit more. I don't want to be as rigid in my scheduling as I have been. So it's possible that it won't be Monday, Wednesday, Friday all the time now. Like, I'm going to be a little bit more flexible, just in case I want to put a video out that isn't... Like, I want to stick to one video a day, but I want to put stuff out that isn't just the stuff I've been covering. So, anyway. Come into this planet. I'm coming a little quick. My understanding from watching a lot of Scott Manley videos on Elite Dangerous is that you should have the countdown time, which is the time under the light second distance there, at 7 when you're coming into a destination. So if you're coming in at 6, a little bit fast. 8, probably a bit slow, but okay. 6, you might be a bit too fast and overshoot. And one thing you really don't want to do is overshoot a planet, because generally what happens if you overshoot a planet is you don't so much overshoot it as hit it. And you're going to have a bad time if you hit a planet. Although, I did discover a while ago that if you hit a planet fast enough, I guess the game's collision detection doesn't quite work properly if you're going at like several hundred times the speed of light. Because what will actually end up happening is that it won't detect that you collided with the surface, and you'll end up inside the planet. Which is horrible from a sort of suspension of disbelief point of view, because you'll discover what actually is inside planets in Elite Dangerous, and I won't destroy your illusion, but yeah, it isn't pleasant. Let's just say that, and especially because you then have to fly very slowly because you can't then use your frameshift drive back out of the planet. And when you get to the surface from the inside of the planet, you will collide with it, and you will take damage, and very bad things might happen to you. There doesn't seem to be an easy way out of that, unfortunately. You can't just jump out of a planet or anything like that. So if you do get stuck inside a planet in this game, you've got to be a bit careful. I'm not sure it can still happen, whether it's been patched out or not, but it was certainly happening to me a couple of times when I was last seriously playing this. So we'll come into Flynn's Exile, and I'll probably leave the video here. No, I'll do that other mission that we got as well, so we'll go for a little while yet. So you can see I'm making minor adjustments on the HOTAS, just to make sure I'm lined up, because let's face it, hitting an object this small from a distance of, well, several light years, it takes a bit of effort. It's pretty impressive that you can do that in this game. And I think one other thing, and I'm sort of hoping you're getting the impression of this in this video too, is that how seamless the transition from flying through the depths of space to coming into an outpost on the edge of a crater on a rocky, non-atmospheric planet actually is. It's completely smooth. Strangely enough, there is actually a sort of instance loading time that this game uses, and that's actually what this is right now. So now we're sort of in the world more so than we were before. I mean, we were before, but not in the way we are now. It's difficult to explain. This game actually does use instancing for this kind of stuff, so I'll just boost forward a little bit. So I've got this scout configured pretty nicely now. Like, I put as much cargo space as I was willing to have in it without needing to sacrifice my frameshift drive. Sorry, my docking computer, because I love my docking computer. Especially the other advantage for me, like I said before, with the HOTAS, I'm usually sitting pretty uncomfortably. So using the docking computer means I can just take my hands off the stick and just relax a little bit while I'm here, and it just helps a little bit because I can just sort of stretch my arms out and stuff like that. Because if I'm sitting there, I've got my arms over and it can be a bit stretchy. What I really need is a better setup for it, and I just don't have that at the moment, unfortunately. So, one other thing to talk about, the last time I looked at Elite Dangerous Horizons, I talked about the way the pricing scheme was for it on Steam, and they fixed that. You now actually buy it essentially as... The way you buy Elite Dangerous on Steam used to be that there were two separate games. There was Elite Dangerous and Elite Dangerous Horizons. You had to own Elite Dangerous, but if you bought Horizons, you were essentially buying an entire full copy of Elite Dangerous again with Horizons. And you basically had to pay for the full game again. And I sort of said in the previous video that I was kind of okay with that if you're doing it once a year and it's like a yearly game update and all that kind of thing. But what's happened since then, and it's only happened in the last month or so, is Frontier have essentially made it so that Horizons is now DLC for the base game. So what will happen now is you just buy Elite Dangerous, and then you can buy Horizons as an expansion and DLC. And I believe that as I'm recording this, the game is on sale, but I don't know if it will still be on sale after the weekend over which this video will be waiting to go live. So may or may not be on sale when you see this video on Monday, and maybe. I'm going to pick anything else up here. Undercover mission of Mercy posing as a slave trader. These missions bother me. Like, I'm always bothered a little bit by the slave trading stuff anyway, but the idea is that you're freeing these slaves, but the problem is that you're carrying these slaves, you know? And it's like, but it's 100,000 credits, and I could really do with 100,000 credits, and yeah, I'm gonna take it because I really could do with 100,000 credits. And if it's true, then I'm freeing slaves, so it's okay, right? I'm always a bit iffy about this. I mean, and it's a funny thing because there's no difference really between delivering slaves to freedom and transporting water purifiers. Like, these are functionally identical. And I'm going to do this mission first because it's got less time on it. No, I don't want to abandon it. I want to bloody use it. And I just want to see... Oh, wow, that's a long way away from where we are. What's that down there? Oh, one of my friends is online. Ha ha ha. Good for her. She's playing the game. Cool. Anyway, I didn't need to do that, but I've never been here. And one thing I have... Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm not... No, we're not doing that one. We're going to have to do that one. Well, I'm not going to do that one with you guys, although that planet's going to be fun to check out, because I know that's a special kind of planet. It's basically full of lava. So that'll be a fun thing to look at, actually. Oh, geez, that makes me want to go there. You know what? We're going to go there, and we're going to hope that it's not a problem. We're going to go to that planet. I didn't need to set the destination at that planet, but I did. Because it'll just point to that system. But we're going to go there, we're going to have a look at that planet, because I've never seen a lava-like planet close up like that. But the other reason is we're going to hope that once we get there, my basic discovery scanner can actually scan enough to find the actual destination. I've ran into this problem a little bit recently where, because I haven't bought the advanced discovery scanner on this ship yet, I have run into a problem recently. I don't think I'm going to get the height. I need to sort of aim up a little bit just to get the height before we do the jump. So, because I need to get out of mass lock. But yeah, I've run into a problem using the basic discovery scanner, which is that I've spent literal hours in some systems trying to find the actual place I need to be, and I ran out of time on a mission last night. I had an hour and a half left, and I could not for the life of me figure out where this place was using my basic discovery scanner, because this system was huge. It had 4 stars, and there was like 200,000 light seconds between 2 of the stars, and that takes, in real time, that takes a good 10 minutes to traverse. You know, and it was just so hard, and I ended up running out of time. Oh, it's a red giant. Okay, let's see what this planet looks like. Oh, hang on, we're not out the planet yet. We've got another jump to make. We have discovered some astronomical objects though, so I will run my D scanner. So after having played Metal Gear Solid last year, every time I see D scanner in this game, I associate it with D-Dog in Metal Gear Solid. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, the other thing that I have discovered, and again, this is from watching a lot of Scott Manley videos, is that when you're using a HOTAS, one really handy thing to do is pull back on the throttle. Zero the throttle when you're in warp, because that way, when you come out of warp on the planet, or on the star like this, you don't then go rushing towards the star. And so you've probably noticed that that's what I've been doing on the warps. Okay, so we're heading towards that planet, but that's probably not going to be our final destination. I will just pull a little bit of speed off, and we'll do that. And we discovered our astronomical objects. We'll try and get close to the planet to get a good look at it. And then I'm going to have to jump to the system map. And as I said before, unfortunately, you can't navigate the maps, the galaxy map and the system map with the HOTAS. You have to use a mouse. So that is a bit annoying. Oh, look at that planet. How cool does this look? I'll try and get fairly close to it. Not super close, but we'll have a good look at it. Probably just... wow, look at that. Let's get closer. You probably also noticed that none of the planets I've been landing at are atmospheric planets. Apparently that's coming in the future. Whoa, how cool does this planet look? You probably can't land on it anyway. I don't think it was a landable planet. But we can get that close to it, surely. You see how... Wow, that's a really cool looking planet. Yeah, it looks really cool. Anyway, I need to check the system map, so we'll do that just while we'll just hover above this planet and have a good look at it. High metal content world. Yeah, it's not a landable planet. So we found the planet we were looking for. So obviously what we're looking for is Cernan Refinery, which is on there. And exit. So we've got our location. So now I just need to line that up with the target. And hopefully it's not too far away from where we are. Definitely isn't. It's within 500. Yeah, it's very close actually. So we'll just... we don't need to go super fast here. We'll just pick up a bit of speed. Don't worry, that time will come down. And also that white glow is not the planet. That white glow, as you can see, coming towards where the planet is at the moment, there's another one there. Those are usually the sort of the frame shift drives of ships, as one just shoots straight past us. Boy, I hope I don't get interdicted while we're doing this. I mean, it's okay. With this ship, like the ships I've had since I got blown out and we're getting interdicted. I knew that was going to happen. The ships that I've been using since I got blown up. I started with the Sidewinder. I bought a keelback. I saved up my money and got a keelback. And the keelback was nice, but the keelback was also easily destroyed, unfortunately. Or easily attacked. It was pretty weak. Unfortunately, it did have a lot more cargo space. Jeez, really? I've been interdicted. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to break out our hard points and we're going to set our power distributors up and we're going to see if we can't have a crack at this guy. Or is he over there? There'll be no escape. Who are you? Now, I have found with this ship, because it's an ASP, or based on an ASP, it is agile as all get out. So that's really handy. And it means that a lot of the time in these circumstances, I'm not sure what's going to happen to us today because I can't seem to catch this thing. But we'll see. There we go. Let's have a crack at him. Yeah, I'm using pulse lasers. So it's just all pulse lasers all the time. Saves having to worry about ammo. Saves having to worry about everything else. I'll bump up my weapon capacitor so they charge faster. And try and bring him in again. Looks like this guy's going to have... Oh, chaff. The problem with gimballed weapons, of course, is chaff. And AI opponents, which this guy actually is an AI. AI opponents love to chaff you. Fortunately, I only do it a couple of times. That will actually... You only get a limited amount of chaff, so... Hopefully we can, like, pummel his shields down, which is what I want to do now. I think I've shown off combat in this game before in any of the videos I've made of it, have I? Combat's fun, if you have a ship that does it, and it's especially fun with the HOTAS. It's so much easier to do this with the HOTAS, because you just have so much more control over what your ship's doing, and where it's going, and hopefully we can get a good crack at him while his shields are down. There we go. Whoa! Oh, he's coming straight at us. Man, I had one happen the other day where I jumped out of warp at a nav beacon somewhere, and there was another ship coming in. They were coming towards me as I jumped out of warp. Have we scared him off enough? No, can't even hit him from this distance. But I jumped out of warp, and just as I came out of warp, another ship flew straight into me and exploded because apparently it didn't have enough health. Oh. He's pretty well armoured, actually. I gave him a full 4 lasers then. I don't think he took a lot of damage, so this could take a lot longer than I'd really like it to. But we'll see. We'll see. Like, combat in this game can take a while. Like, this is a proper... You do need to think a fair bit. You can't just go in and expect to just pull out your lasers and blow these guys up. You've got to keep an eye on your shields for a start, which I'm not doing a great job of. In fact, I need... Well, no, I need at least 1 in my system capacitor, so my shield's charged. In fact, I'll use 2, and I'll put another one in engine. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Okay, my shields aren't charging because I'm not going to worry about having, like, charging the shield capacitor until I run out of shield, basically. The capacitor doesn't determine the strength of the shield, and I do have 2 shield boosters, so I have a lot of shield, and my boost, I need boost, that's what I want. Okay, so we're about to lose our shield. I need to get behind this guy, so what I'm going to do is back up. Okay, now I need to charge my shields. Okay. And I need to hit him, and we did a bit of damage. Come around. Where is he? Pull back again. One thing to note with combat too is that if you can reverse thrust can actually be really handy in combat because it can let you get some distance on... Whoa! Okay, we are getting the hell out of here. We need to get the hell out of here because we took a lot of damage then and he didn't, and he's going to blow me up. Oh boy, I can't do anything about this. I need to get freak away. Nope, we're dead. Damn it! Damn it! There goes 100,000 credits too because I lost all my cargo. Wow, okay. That collision cost me my entire ship. Well, I guess you get to see what happens when a ship gets destroyed now, so that's nice. Cost me 220,000 credits too. So you have the option when your ship gets destroyed of starting with a fresh Sidewinder or going back to your old loadout. And we're going to go back to our old loadout. And I think we're actually starting at the place we were going to come from. No, we're not. Actually, this is where we were. This is where we started out. So, unfortunately, though, I've lost all my cargo, which is really annoying. And yeah, you lose... So, it tells you there what you're actually paying. So, yeah, we're losing 220,000 credits for the ship, plus all the loadout. So, we're losing 256,000 credits down there. So, that's what we're losing. You can choose not to do this, but I've got the money and I don't want to go back to using a Sidewinder because the Sidewinder is a little bit terrible. So we'll confirm our choice, old loadout, and wait for the server response. We'll get our ship back. We'll start back where we left off before. And unfortunately, I think I'm going to leave the video there because I've got to make those... I can't complete those missions because I don't have... So the missions I've got are still there, but now... You'll notice over the other side that I don't have anything in my inventory. So I either have to buy those things again and deliver them, and that's going to be fun because those are slaves, and I don't have any slaves. Those poor slaves got killed or kidnapped or something. I don't know what happened to them. So yeah, I've basically probably going to fail those missions, unfortunately. And the stupid part is I probably could have taken that guy if it wasn't for that collision. It was just that really unfortunate collision we had that did way too much damage for me. And I wasn't able to get out of it, unfortunately. But yeah. So anyway, the main thing I wanted to do was talk about my HOTAS and just show it off a little bit. I may or may not have intercut small bits of video I took of the actual stick itself in the game. If not, I'm sure you can look it up online. It's a Thrustmaster t.flight HOTAS X, I think. In fact, I can find out because in the options there is actually a control scheme for it, and if I go here, you can see that there is the Thrustmaster t.flight. That's the thing, but I think mine's actually a t.flight HOTAS X is the correct name. I'm not sure what the X signifies. So, but anyway, that's some more Elite Dangerous Horizons fun, and I'm sure I'll make more videos about this game. I think this is now actually the game I've made the most videos about that isn't named Diablo 3. So there you go. Or that hasn't been a proper Let's Play either, I guess. But yeah, so that's the HOTAS. that's Diablo 3. Elite Dangerous. Thank you for watching.